Hello and welcome to Crypto Weeklies. In this video, we analyze the Bitcoin return since the yearly open and conduct machine learning based price forecast, regression analysis, and estimated bull run target. None of the content is financial advice. Let's get started. The content available on cryptoweeklies.com. Over the last 3 months or so, if you look at the SMA risk of Bitcoin, especially over here, from the highs of towards the early part of December of 2024, we have come down a lot over the course of the 3 months. Again, during the yearly open, the risks was at around 58%, or at one point it went as high as about higher than 60% in this high risk band. Now we have come down early March of 2025 with less than 20% risk, signaling a risk off environment in the over the course of the last 3 months. You can check how this is calculated over here. Uh, Again, all available on Crypto Weeklies. If you look at the 2025 return for Bitcoin from the yearly open, the return at one point again was at around ROI was 12% up, but essentially since that point in time, since as we moved closer to mid February, the returns started being negative. Starting February 26th, and again the entire March has been Bitcoin's price has been lower than the yearly open. The yearly open for Bitcoin, again, if we look at 2025, when 2025 began, the yearly open was somewhere in this week, where the week of January 6th. At that point in time, the price was at around 91k. Now the price is at around 84k for BTC. If we analyze the machine learning based price forecast for Bitcoin, we have about 10 years of data, more than 10 years of data since September 2014, and this is the weekly price action for Bitcoin. And using this data and machine learning models are trained on techniques such as ARIMA, LSTM, and XGBoost. The findings of this model say that, again, highlight three scenarios for Bitcoin. Again, the price essentially does three things: goes up, goes down, or stays sideways. And these models help identify what are the one standard deviation bull cases and bear case for Bitcoin. The first, we'll start with the neutral case, which is all things equal. What is the price action likely to do of its own without any boost from the market cycle or phase of the market cycle? For this model, Bitcoin's price, again, it's not a surprise that it has been trending up since its inception in again, being tracked since 2014. Bitcoin started around 2009 2010. If we look at that price action over the next 6 months, the base case is movement from 87k till about 99k. On the other hand, if there is some one standard deviation or non-euphoria bull case over the next 6 months, the amplitude or the magnitude of the price action over the next 6 months is forecasted between 92k and about 137,000 BTC. And the other scenario is, if there is a continued 6 month downturn in the market, the support for Bitcoin per this model is between 69k and 83k. Unless there is a panic in the market, per this interpretation of this model, is that Bitcoin is unlikely to go lower than the highs of 2024, where again you can see somewhere at around 71-72k. That's where the weekly highs, where the close for Bitcoin was there in 2024. On the other hand, if there is a euphoria in the market, that means if there is a two standard deviation bull case somewhere between the in the next 6 months, the ceiling for Bitcoin in that environment per the model is between 97k all the way to about 186,000 BTC. If you are more interested in, instead of the graphical view, if you want week by week what is one standard deviation, two standard deviation bull case, the tabular format is all available at the bottom of the screen. So the way to interpret is this: let's say we are looking at July 20th. The base case for Bitcoin per the model is at 97k, roughly speaking. There is a 68% chance that the price goes to about 128k, or falls to about 72k. There is a 95% chance that the price goes as high as about 167,000k, or falls as low as about 50 to 53k. And that's how you interpret the model, to establish what is a bull case, what is uh, non-euphoria or a euphoria bull case, what is the panic. The panic case is the 2 standard deviation down. What is the non-panic bear market bottom, that is this green line or 1 standard deviation to the downside, which is covered by this light green line. So that's essentially the rainbow forecast for Bitcoin. If we look at some of the behavior of Bitcoin, especially comparing this with other post halving year or post election year of 2021, again we have deviated quite a bit. This is 2025, whereas in 2021, the similar time in 2021, we were up. Bitcoin was up by about 77 or 78%. Even if we look at 2017, although there were some similarities, again if we focus only on the first half or the first quarter of 2017 and 2025, again a lot of similarities at this phase of market cycle, or the year, that is Bitcoin was up by about 4.5%. Now Bitcoin is down by about 10.5%. So that some differences, but again directionally almost similar, one could make the case. Over the from a wider crypto market standpoint, the risk levels have gone down quite a bit. The top 100 cryptos by market cap now are only about 30% complete on their bull market journey per this price and volatility and alpha and risk adjusted return point of perspective. These diverse perspective to highlight what is the holistic view of the risk return or at any point in time for not just Bitcoin but most of the top cryptos. You can see that there was a peak around early December of 2024, when everything was the crypto market cap was making new all-time highs. Now the risks have gone down. At one point early March at around 24%. Now they're slightly coming back up at around 30%. This is again as of yesterday, 27th March, whereas this bull market completion is corrected every single week to account for any variances. So again we are not as undervalued as we were back again from June 2022 till about February 2024, that is in the bear market and the recovery years. But again the from a completion of bull market perspective, we are nowhere close with, even if we compare back to the early December 2024, almost 50% reduction from risk perspective and bull market completion perspective. Overall, the market sentiment analysis again available on cryptoweeklies.com under the crypto TLDR. So this is the crypto TLDR. The ROI chart that we discussed is available over here under the indicator. This is the yearly comparator, whereas the bull market completion indicator is this peak valley analyzer that we saw over here. The last but not the least is are the sentiment indicator, the crypto TLDR, which takes into consideration what are the news over the last 24 hours related to crypto and classifies them using machine learning techniques, whether they're bullish, bearish, or neutral. You can check individually each of the at least the title of each of the article, and again you could say, for example, Bitcoin dumping is bearish, whereas some is perfect strategy for next days could sound bullish. Overall, if you take an overall sentiment score of the news over the last 24 hours is at around 84%. That means overall net the market is feeling bullish. Again, you can corroborate that with the price action also over the last again, although today it's a down day, over the last 7 days there was a rally from 84k to all the way to at one point around 88k and slightly higher than that. So again, the sentiment does reflect some of that bullishness in the news cycle. In terms of the narratives held, again this is available on the narrative cloud. This takes into consideration the social media based discussion related to crypto on platforms such as YouTube and X over the last 7 days. Largely the control of the market is towards Bitcoin. Again, most of the popular narratives are discussions related to Bitcoin, followed by the bullish sentiment and some narratives related to stablecoin and their adoption. Whereas some of the other cryptos again on this list, again if the crypto makes a prolonged presence on this narrative wall is likely due to some adoption or some bullish, especially when it coincides with the bullish overall size of the bullish narratives increasing with respect to the bearish narratives. Again, the bearish narratives are nowhere to be found at this phase. That means the cryptos which are being discussed are either having some popular narrative, having favorable seasonality, etc. Over the last 24 hours, again, if we look at the heat map which are available over here, this indicator helps identify the and compare the relative performance of crypto in a barometer against each other. Again, over the last 24 hours, barring Matic, most of the cryptos are down. Over the last 7 days, there was some recovery in the market. You can see most of the cryptos did have favorable last 7 days. Again, Bitcoin should not be an exception over here. If we look at BTC on this barometer, Bitcoin is over, slightly towards the bullish side. Again, not that bullish, but still up by about 0.68%. Over the last 30 days, there is some recovery happening, but it's largely flat over here. Bitcoin 90 days, again, most of the cryptos were down. Bitcoin still faring better than relative asset rest of the asset class, again down by 9.5%, whereas most of the, if you take an average with comparing ETH is down by about 43%, whereas Bitcoin down by about 10%. So that's the story for Bitcoin. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please give us a like and subscribe, and hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.